So my name is Daniel Wyss. I'm from Switzerland. My film is a story about American internees in Switzerland during World War II. I started this film 3 years ago. A friend of mine told me that the Pentagon was going to give POW medals to Americans, and as a matter of fact, the U.S. was never at war with Switzerland. So I thought this was an interesting story to tell because it's an unknown chapter of our history here, and probably people in the U.S. don't know also this happened. I work here in Switzerland in a production company called Climage. I've been doing documentary films for the last 10 years. This is like my third feature film. I mean, television film, but feature documentary. I studied history and history of cinema, and that's how actually I started. I like digging into historical, unknown features to tell good stories. Hard to say. That changes from week to week. So, what my biggest influences are, it depends. Sometimes I just watch a film about Eisenstein. So sometimes I figured out it could be Eisenstein because he's a master of editing. And sometimes it's just the guy who works upstairs, Fernand. It really depends. I love fiction. I love documentaries. Every film has a story to tell. I don't have any. I mean, I couldn't tell who is my inspiration. My wife, probably. Well, when we realized we were going to make a movie about World War II veterans, we figured out how old are they? I mean, are they going to be able to speak to us? Are they going to be able to convey this story and to I've made other documentaries where you just see, like talking heads, and it works because people are, young and fresh and can really convey the story. So one of my biggest problems was to know, are we going to be able to speak with them, and are they going to be willing to speak with me, knowing that I'm a Swiss guy and that I could be their grandchild. And I was very happy that most of them were willing to speak and were able to do so, and that we could actually make a relationship which was very easygoing and without any trouble. And I really asked them, I mean, tough questions, but also I asked them to be critical about that, what they saw here in Switzerland. So I thought it worked all right. And then the first who saw the movie once it was finished was them, because I sent them a web link so that they could see it, and they were very happy that the film was done and that they could be in it. This is a film about unsung heroes, people who have been waiting for 70 years. 70 years is like a lifetime for some kind of recognition. So this is something about how you have a background thought, or like a, how would you say, a prejudgment of something, and things are not always what they seem to be. And for me, it was really important to tell their story and to see that after 70 years they could have some recognition. In most cases, I mean, and what I've read and seen, and also what I've heard of these internees, is that the fact of being captive in Switzerland was like, oh, you went there because you were on holidays, and while we were serving, you were having a good time. So they were treated as cowards. In fact, they are heroes, and I thought interesting that neither in the U.S. nor in Switzerland this story, I mean, needed to be told. So I think at the end, what I would like spectators to see, and we've shown the film already here in Switzerland, is that things, don't take things for granted, and there's don't imagine that things, and sometimes where you could not imagine that something has happened, there are answers, or different points of view, or aspects that you can have imagined before. I'm from South America, actually. So I learned English by watching cable television there, uh, and now I live here in Switzerland. So I'm sort of a citizen of the world, and I'm always interested in showing how different cultures and countries have worked with each other in different times of. So I like the fact of being here and being able to make movies about Switzerland and South America or North America, for as a matter of fact. It's not really fun, but it's sort of what describes me. Well, I encourage you to come and see Forced Landing at the GI Film Festival this year because this is a very moving, untold story that everybody needs to hear. I mean, we have read and done hundreds, thousands of films about the World War, books. This is one of these unsung heroes stories that really need to be shown. And let me add something. One of the main characters of the film, Dan Culler, passed away 2 weeks ago. Uh, and he told me like 2 or 3 months ago that he was very happy that we could actually have filmed him and told his story because people need to know what it was. And I'm happy, I'm glad to make a US premiere with this film at the GI Film Festival. Thank you.